Howdy, soldiers. I don't have a drink tab to pop for you guys, but I can give you some good ice cube clinking. There you go, you're welcome. I don't know why, but summer decided that now was the time to show up, and it's really hot in my house. How are all of you doing? I am very depressed and very anxious because our world's kind of on fire right now. I was gonna film last week, but I burned out hardcore, so I gave myself a week off, and now everything is much worse. But I feel like I need a distraction, and probably a lot of you need a distraction, so we're just going to talk about a bunch of queer books because it's still in fact Pride Month and there's still plenty of time for you to get your read on. We're going to do a big old gay book haul of a bunch of books that I have accidentally and spontaneously acquired over June. And this time I actually do mean by accident, because in June I was like, okay, I'm really only excited about like 3 books, so I'm just going to buy myself 3 books. And then, bless all these publishers' hearts, I have been sent a ridiculous amount of Pride books that might, you might want to have on your radar, and I'm going to be giving away some of them as well on my TikTok, so links in the description if you want to check that out. Also, I reached 100,000 followers on TikTok, which is outrageous, so thank you, all of you, if you are watching. Alright, so first of all, we're going to talk about these books, and you're like, okay, yeah, it's like a good amount of books, right? Oh no, that's only the beginning, my friends, because I also have this stack to talk about. See this? There's 20 books, but they're all gay, so that makes it better. Why don't we start off with books that I bought myself? So one of the ones that I'm so excited for is going to be the next book I read after I'm finished my current one, and that is Hell Followed With Us by Andrew Joseph White. I don't even know how to describe this, but as soon as I heard about it, I was like, that sounds unhinged. So it's like the world's ended in an apocalypse, and our main character is a trans boy who has been infected with like this nuclear, maybe angelic power, and is now a bioweapon, and he joins a queer group of teenagers who are like helping him escape from a cult that wants him because this nuclear bioweapon thing is like turning him into a monster. I love how this book just does not stop. You're like, oh, it can't get any crazier than that, and then like, joke's on you, it just gets wilder. And with the hellscape that our current Earth is, maybe this is like training, you know? Then again, if I get, do I get wings when the apocalypse happens? Do I get wings with eyes? I feel like that would actually be pretty cool. Don't love the whole like nuclear bioweapon aspect of it, but then again, I was on really strong painkillers for a very long time, so I feel like my liver could process a lot more than a regular person's could. My last thing I'm going to say about this is that I called a bookstore to get this put on hold, and the person that answered the phone first of all was like, I'm sorry, what's it called? And I was like, Hell Followed With Us, and then they were like, okay, I'll be right back. And then as soon as they got back on the phone, they're like, I have a copy for you here. This sounds so crazy. I'm like, I know it does! And I think that they bought one too. So whoever, if that person is watching me for some strange reason, hit me up, we can make a book club. Second up on this list is very opposite that in a multitude of ways, but actually it's also a trans main character, so that's the one and only through line connecting the two of them. Okay, so the hand gesture I just made, like this is sign language for same, but I've been doing hang loose a lot lately, and I don't know why. I know like the whole like, bisexuals have like finger guns or thumbs up or like whatever. This is like my new thing now, and I can't stop it. Okay, what am I talking about? I bought A Lady for a Duke by Alexis Hall, which is a Regency romance. This is about 2 childhood best friends, one of whom is a trans woman who fakes her own death during a battle and then starts to live as her authentic self, and in that comes back to meet her best friend, but the best friend doesn't know that she is who she used to be, and so it's this wonderful story of like reconnecting but not knowing it, and friendship and love and grief and loss. And it sounds like it would be very, heartwarming. And I have a lot of people on TikTok recommend this. That's how I found out about it. So I'm intrigued. I've never read anything like this. And, I like me a good historical romance every once in a while. So, this will be, the one that I read this year. In my last video, I mentioned that I love gays in space. I love my quantum queers. I love my floaty fruits. And I mentioned a book in there called Seven Devils by Lara Lamb and Elizabeth May, which is one of my all-time favorites, which is a new adult space heist set in this very bleak galactic empire. My joke for it is always, it's gay people in space making bad decisions. And so finally, I have a copy of Seven Mercies, the sequel, in my hands, and that's self-care. I noticed this about myself the other day when I was looking through my Goodreads profile, account, timeline. I track all of my books in the reading challenges, and I don't think I've read a single sequel this year. And, you know, I have like 7 of them on my TBR pile. Oh no, I have way more than 7 of them. What am I talking about? Check out this video. I told myself when I got this, I was gonna start it right away. And what have I been doing? I've just been staring at it on my shelves for like a couple weeks now. And as I do every year, I'm planning on doing a mid-year book freakout tag in July. And I'm pretty sure one of those questions is like, what's the best sequel you've read this year? And I haven't read a single sequel. So like, I have to get my shit together and read at least one of these things. Surprise, bitch. Bet you weren't expecting to see me here. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you a bitch. I'm sure you're a very lovely person. If anything, it's an endearment. So I may have gone shopping in between the time that I filmed this video and the time that I'm posting this video. Do you know how many books I could fit in this baby? Actually, I had this bag sitting on the bottom of a train car, so I'm gonna put that back on the floor. I acquired 2 more books, and they are both queer, so we're counting them in today's video. The first of which being Godslayers by Zoe Harimikuta. Can you see this cover? Do you see the magical sapphic mechbot extravaganza that is gonna be Godslayers? Gearbreakers was one of my favorite novels of last year, and now I have the sequel in my hands for like Pacific Rim-esque sapphic girl government takedown, forbidden sapphic romance between rebel leader and cybernetic ex wind-up pilot. I just realized that I bought 2 sequels, and like I said already in the video, I have such a hard time reading sequels. Maybe July will be like sequel reading month for me or something. I don't know. Anyways, it's very, very beautiful. Very excited. And the other one is Playbladebreaker by Victoria Aveyard. Oh my god, I'm almost as shiny as this cover. Do you see this? Look at it. Behold it. And Realmbreaker was truly a one of a kind. I cannot think of another book that is like it. That it's like a YA, but it's also an adult. It's a large cast. We have a large age range, a large ability range. There's very little romance. There's a big morally gray villain character who's a main character. And I thought this world was like so detailed that I cannot wait to read this. Plus, I've seen 101 of my friends on TikTok already read this and get me super hyped for it. So if I end up not liking this and then I go missing, go to Deirdre Rose Morgan's page or go to Court of Kayla, because absolutely one of them will have done it. Back to whatever I filmed a couple of days ago. If you've been on my channel for any amount of time, you'll know that I love me a good retelling. And fun plug, I'm going to be moderating a panel for the Book Talk event this year on July 23rd. It's going to be about fairy tale retellings, and we're going to talk to some amazing authors, so I will leave all the links and information in the description below. But we are now going to move into the part of the video where I talk about books that I have been sent, so thank you to all the publishers that continue to send me things. I love that. I love reading, I love books, I love packages, I love opening things. And this first one we're going to talk about is from Tor, and they sent me an amazing retelling that I am just slowly dying inside. I'm like a dying star. I'm just like, all my excitement is getting condensed down, and then once you get me going, I'm just gonna explode. Oh my god, look at me talking about the one thing that I remember from my physics class. I received an advanced copy of one of my most anticipated sci-fis possibly ever, The Genesis of Misery by Neon Yang. This is a queer sci-fi retelling of Joan of Arc, and I am just losing my mind. Also, quick shout out to Angela Wang and Leslie Worrell for this stunning cover. In this fantasy sci-fi mashup, our main character Misery, who uses she/they pronouns, has the ability to use this type of will and space magic, and that means that there are cults in the Empire that think that she's the next messiah. So then she gets pulled into this war of mech bots and politics, but then she grows close to one of the royals and isn't sure where she belongs or how to escape or if she wants to escape, and she seems like a baddie. Like, if this book isn't good, my therapist will be hearing about it. For all you space addicts, this comes out in September. Next up, if you follow me on TikTok, you will have seen that Sourcebooks knows how to treat a girl right, let me tell you. They recently sent me a giant box of their queer reads, so let's get into those girls, gays, and theys. First up are 2 books that I'm going to be giving away on TikTok, specifically Reverie by Ryan LaSala and I Kissed a Girl by Jeanette Alexander. I read Reverie when it first came out, which was like, I don't know, 2 years ago, 10 years ago? Time doesn't exist anymore. The other day, somebody told me that 2005 was 17 years ago. I don't know how to act. But Reverie was his debut novel, which centers around this group of teens that have the ability to manipulate reality, and due to some surreal magic, reality is warping and breaking, and they're the only ones that can do anything about it. But our main character, Kane, also has this, like, terrible magic ability that he's trying to keep back. Also, he has no memories, which is sus as hell, so this sounds like some kind of dystopian slash video game-esque bonanza, truly. Also, this cover, oh, goddamn, it is gorgeous. Also, it's the bicolors. Just love that representation. Jonathan Bartlett, what's good, my guy? Like, hello, good job. And Then I Kissed a Girl, which I reviewed in my last month wrap-up, and I thought that this was very cute. It's about two girls who meet on the set of a movie that's like this B-list horror movie about dinosaurs, and if you know me, I love me some dinosaurs, so I definitely had a fun time reading this, and if you want some, like, lesser spicy sapphic rom-coms in your life, I would recommend this. So these two will be being given away on my TikTok. Why was that sentence so hard to say? Next up is one that I am so excited about for a multitude of reasons. I was sent an advance copy of The Night and Its Moon by Piper CJ. Piper is a folklorist on TikTok, and oh, she's so pretty. Oh my god, I have a huge crush on her. Like, beautiful tattooed girl who knows about fae and folklore and also writes bisexual fantasy novels. Be still my heart. This is about two fae-touched girls named Nox and Amaris who are adopted by people of nefarious means and are brought to opposite sides of the empire under a brothel mistress and an assassin's creed. Wait, an assassin's creed? Is that... I know it's a video game, but, like, isn't that, like, the name? Like, you know how you have, like, an enchantment of ravens or, like a gaggle of geese? Is it an Assassin's Creed? Is that right? I need to Google this. What is a group of assassins called? A slew of assassins! A slew! Conflict between human and fae, magic and mundane, with strange new alliances, untested powers, and a bond that neither time nor distance could possibly break. I think that this is going to be lovely and wonderful and gay and sweet and everything that I want in a book. So fingers crossed. This comes out in September as well. Oh, hello, Alexis Hall. You are back again with Husband Material. This is a sequel to Boyfriend Material, which I did not read, but now I have an excuse to go and buy the first one. The only thing I know about this book is that people say that it's good for people who liked red, white, and royal blue, and it's fake dating. Okay, so according to the internet, we have Luke, who is the son of a rock star who's, like, reluctantly famous. And then there is Oliver, who is a vegetarian and, like, normal. So the two of them start dating to, like, shore up Luke's image. But then, of course, haha, fake dating, we fall in love! So through the process of elimination, I'm going to assume that they, like, got married, whatever. It's gonna be a cute gay rom-com, and I am all for rom-coms. This is, like, my year of discovering the fact that I actually like romance novels. Speaking of romance novels, we also have Never Been Kissed by Timothy Janofsky. Conveniently, it says good for fans of Red, White, and Royal Blue and Boyfriend Material. This also seems a little bit like, To All the Boys I Loved Before, where our main character, Ren, has never been kissed, so he writes letters to all the boys that he had crushes on before he came out, but then one of his ex-crushes, Derek, responds, and then they start, like, hanging out, and, like, oh my god, that sounds so cute! This has gay and demisexual rep, which is great, and this seems like super sweet and quick and fast and adorable. The last book that Sourcebook sent me was What's the Tea by Juno Dawson, which is a book all about things trans and non-binary, and I don't read a lot of non-fiction. However, in my mind, this is more important than, like, what some dead white guy said 200 years ago, so I am going to put this high on my reading list. This is filled with stories of trans and non-binary teens and their experiences. It's educational, but also is, like, fun, enlightening information for the full spectrum of gender identities, and what is a more perfect book to read for Pride. The next couple of books I'm going to talk about came from Candlewick Press, and they're so sweet, and I was so excited to read these, the first of which being a book that I've wanted to read for so long. People were like, if you like House on the Cerulean Sea, you're gonna love this, and I'm like, well, I did do that. So I am apparently going to love The Mermaid, the Witch, and the Sea by Maggie Taduka Hall. Mermaids, witches, pirates, gays, royals pretending to be other people, hidden identities. Also, the longer I stare at this cover, the more like faces that you can see in it, which is tripping me out right now. One of our main characters is a pirate named Florian, who's either trans or non-binary, and they are sailing under a false flag. And then our other main character is a highborn imperial daughter, named Lady Evelyn Hasagawa. Hasagawa is the name of one of my cousins. What are you guys up to these days? I don't know that you were marauding on ships. But Evelyn is on the way to an arranged marriage that she's not happy about, and then the crew does a mutiny, but then Florian and Evelyn fall in love, which I guess would be the best case scenario of having a ship overtaken by pirates. And usually I am against hostage romances, but I'm willing to make an exception for this book. So we have gays on the high seas, and then we also have gays in, I guess, like the deep secretive forests. We're everywhere, you never know. Because the other book that Candlewick Press sent me was The Lost Coast by Amy Rose Capetta. I've wanted to read this for literal years. They emailed me like, hey, do you want a copy of this book? And I'm like, absolutely, I want a copy of that book. Send it my way. This is a magical, witchy YA mystery about a girl named Dani who moves to a new town and immediately gets adopted and somewhat indoctrinated into a small coven of witches who have cast a spell to draw her there because one of the girls in the coven went missing. And then when Dani is like trying to find her, she finds a dead boy with a redwood branch through his heart. That can't be good. Now, I live on the west coast of Canada, and I definitely have been into some temperate rainforests in my time. Not so much a hike, though. Like, I live in Vancouver, and everybody here does not have a personality outside of craft beer and hiking, and it's very annoying. I think there's a special kind of magic when you are deep in a forest of just the canopy of leaves and bird song and like the smell of moss and growing things and rotting things. I don't know why, that's just like, sir, that car went by very loudly. This is why I like forests, because like, what the hell, my guy? Who are you trying to impress? And while I also don't like the ocean, like, we haven't explored like 95% of what's down there. We don't know. There literally could be a Pacific Rim ripping the fabric of space-time in the Mariana Trench, and we would not know. There's some creepy-ass, weird-ass shit down there. But as a redhead, I grew up believing that I was Ariel, and that I could be a mermaid, and I do still, to this day, prefer ocean water to lakes. So we got weird forests, and witch magic, and weird ocean, and witch magic. So... oh, there used to be ice cubes in this. Okay, you can do it, Rachel. You have 3 more books to talk about before you can open your window again. Alright, so the final 3 are from Fierce Reads, who sent me a wonderful Pride box the other day. Again, if you want to see me unbox all these, like, they're on TikTok. So first up, they gave me a beautiful hard copy of When You Call My Name by Tucker Shaw. This is like retro gays, like 1990 New York City gays. I hate that that's considered retro. See, people say that like the 90s are vintage, and I'm like, whoa, slow your roll there. Like, I was born in 95. I'm not vintage, okay? So let me know if you feel different, but to me, retro is until like 80s, and then like vintage is like 70s to like 40s, and then anything beyond that is historical. Does that make sense? Is that right? I don't know. One of our main characters, Adam, is a film fanatic who goes on his first date with a boy. He's really excited about it, but then that boy goes missing. When he eventually tracks him down, he realizes that he is sick, and in the hospital, Adam meets Ben, who is another fashion-obsessed gay man who has come down from upstate New York to like be in a more flourishing queer community. So according to this, it is a hopeful and heartrending novel about the pivotal moments of our youth that break our hearts and the people who put them back together. This book has a high probability of making me cry, so love that. Okay, I don't know what happened, but like right now, for some reason, at 3:52 p.m. on a Saturday, my neighbors have decided that like now's the time that they want to go outside and just talk loudly, and there's like a plane overhead, and there's like people in muscle cars revving their engines down the street, like it's gonna make me want to sleep with them spontaneously. I don't know what's happening. Also, yes, I'm filming a YouTube video at 3:50 whatever I said on a Saturday. I don't have a life anymore, okay? Alright, 2 final books, one of which, I just love the title of this one so much, and that is Just Your Local Bisexual Disaster by Andrea Mosqueda. Relatable. This is a YA coming-of-age novel about Maggie, who lives in Texas and is trying to come to terms with who she is and what she wants to do with her life, while also having a crush on this new girl and having complicated feelings toward one of her ex-boyfriends who refuses to stop flirting with her. Plus, she has to deal with her family while she helps plan her little sister's quinceañera, and she just feels like everything's a mess and is like having a tough time figuring it out. And like, me too, girlfriend. And I know a lot of people use this phrase in a derogatory manner, but when people say like, oh, it's just a phase, like, who cares if it is or not? It's still a point of your life where you are figuring out what you like and like who you are and how you identify, and it's okay to maybe feel like you identify with this thing this week, but then it doesn't really fit you anymore, and that you want to move on and feel this way now, and oh, that feels much better than what you did before. And that's totally okay to like experiment with yourself and how you feel about things, especially when it comes to people who feel like they don't fit into a box, even if that box is outside of what the norm is. So like being able to explore and have like space to be confused. So for all you bandmates, art students, and theater kids out there, this one's for you. And lastly, oh my god, we made it. Lastly is a book that I am beyond excited about, and actually I feel like I need to hold something. One second, I need a prop. Okay, I'm ready. What, do you not own a replica Lord of the Rings sword in your household? Don't worry, it's not sharp. I'm holding it for moral support. The final book that Sourcebook sent me is Valiant Ladies by Melissa Gray. Okay, actually holding two things at once is kind of difficult. Just gonna set that down. This is a YA sapphic historical novel about girls Kiki and Anna, who are proper 17th century ladies, but when night falls they turn in their lace and dresses for swords and muskets and they go fight crime in the streets of Peru. However, on the night that Kiki's engagement is announced, her brother, who is the heir to their family, gets murdered, and oh boy, now we need to solve a murder mystery, but we also gotta fall in love. And this sets off an investigation where they go to the lowliest brothels to the highest of the Spanish aristocratic houses in hopes of finding the murderer. And come on, it's girls with swords! It's sword lesbians! It's my favorite thing to read! It's girls with swords and vigilante justice and swashbuckling in ball gowns, and like, that sounds so fun and ridiculous and wonderful that I can't wait to start. Maybe I'll put this on my reading list next. Oh wait, no, I said that I would read Hell Followed Us next. Okay, the two of them will duke it out. Wait, okay. Oh, who would win? Girls with swords, nuclear bioweapon. It's a tough call. It's anyone's game. A popular video of mine over the last couple of months has been talking about book consumption and like booktube and book talk in particular, leading to overconsumption. And like looking at these 17 new books that I have received in the last month. I am part of the problem. Do you think publishing could just like not publish anything for like 6 months? Just even 2 months, just 1 month, just anything. I need a break so I can catch up on all of these. See, a very easy way to combat this would be to put myself on a book buying ban. But I know, authentically, deep down in my shriveled black soul, I'm not a strong enough person to be able to do that. Like I mentioned before, I'm gonna be giving away some of these books on TikTok, so make sure to enter that, especially if you're Canadian. Also, I don't know, subscribe to my channel or something if you want to see my thoughts on these, because I do monthly wrap-ups. Don't think I'll be able to get to all of these in the next couple weeks, but you never know. I am going on a 3-day vacation over next weekend, so that means I have to pack like 8 books to keep me company, because I don't know what I'm going to want to read. Just a reminder that I'm going to leave down below all of the book talk event details, which is happening on 2 weekends, July 15th to 17th, the second weekend being July 22nd to 24th. So I'm looking forward to it. A bunch of my friends are moderating panels, and there's going to be so many authors talking about wonderful, fantastical things. So make sure to get your tickets now. I think now I'm going to go grab some more ice and turn on all the fans that I have in my apartment. You know where to click like the video. You know where to click to subscribe. I hope you guys are all having a nice day wherever you are, and I will see you all next week. Bye!